I've used every type of funnel ever, VSLs, webinars, lead magnets, everything. And AI beats them all. And right now, Virtual JK is doing about 12 or 15 game plans for people a day. And what that does is it takes them through a customized process and it gives them a plan. It gives them a clear position in the market, the scope of a plan, and an offer. And that's happening for free. And at the end, he says, I still call him he, do you want help with this plan? Do you want to implement the plan? You can do it these two ways. You can do it like a DIY version, $15, or you can do it with James and it starts from $150 a week. And it's working. And he's doing it. And I knew this would work because we've been doing it for a little while using AI to manufacture customers. And while AI is it's like automation, it's like really hard to place and it depends, what you should use it for, is while AI is good at a lot of things, I think in the expert services space where people are solving or delivering against complex problems, I think it's like number one usage is to manufacture customers and manufacture customers in a way that we've never been able to do before, because before we had to nurture and educate people through education. It was passive. We had to give people the webinar to consume with the pitch at the end. We had to get them to watch the VSL. We had to get them to download and actually take into account the lead magnet, and then we had to follow up repeatedly. Now with AI, we can just give people the plan. I'm giving people Google Docs. They're taking those and making sales. They don't have to believe me anymore whether the things I say are true, because they can do it for themselves. I think it was Frank Kern who said, the best way to prove that you can help people is by actually helping them. And the number one biggest opportunity, because the bottleneck in expert and services business is always generating enough demand, unless apart from the unicorns, is by using customized AI tools to give people customized assets on the front end. You don't need to prove, I'm going to walk back the other way because I've reached the end of the resort. You don't need to prove that you're great at Facebook ads if you give people an AI tool that writes their first Facebook ad, launches it, and they start getting sales from it. A percentage of those people are going to hire you. You don't need to prove you're a great financial planner when you give people a financial plan they like and then invite them to do it. You don't need to nurture or educate or anybody anymore, yet 99% of people are still doing it that way. And so you can make customers. And this is particularly important for people who sell complex skills that have long sales cycles. But it's particularly important in highly competitive markets where there's lots and lots of noise and everybody's shouting and shouting. There's a mama and a baby. Just thought I'd give you an aside. Where everybody's shouting from the rooftops. Because if you get there first to actually manufacture customers, then you will be the default choice. And it's still going to be 99.1. It's still going to be, you're going to help 99% of people, and 1% of people are going to choose to work with you. And that's always been the way. The free line moved a long time ago. There are courses and programs on YouTube right now that were literally being sold for thousands of dollars 5-6 years ago. So the free line's been moving for ages and ages. The free line has moved a long time ago, and the next free line is actually helping people using AI before you actually ask them, for any money whatsoever. So you can actually manufacture and create customers right now and think about that very, very first step in the plan. For me, people need an offer to thrive in my world. They need one offer, and they can scale one offer to $1 million. For you, think about that very first asset that you need people to have that you can give people, because when they have that, it makes everything that you're doing with them, and the natural step to take is to get help from you or go off and do it on their own, because there's a huge amount of power in just giving away the source and giving it away and trusting that the 1% will come to you and want to work with you because they understand that the map is not the terrain.